Hello friends, my name is Vivek Sharma. Today we can cover this problem that's called Fizz. In this problem we need to write a program that outputs a string representation of numbers from 1 to n. Okay, so the problem statement says multiples of 3 it should output as Fizz instead of the number, and for the multiples of 5 it should output as a was. Alright, for numbers which are multiple of both 3 and 5 we need to output Fizz. So this is fairly straightforward. So if I comment it out here, so basically what it says, multiple of 3, what I need to do here, Fizz. Similarly, if it is multiple of 5, I need to do buzz. Similarly, if it is multiple of 3 and 5 both, then it should be Fizz buzz. Alright, so that's the problem it is. Okay. So that's fairly straightforward. What we will do, we will start the loop from 1 to n, and whenever we find the multiple of 3, then we will do the Fizz. Multiple of 5 was, multiple of 3 and 5, that is Fizz was. Okay. The important observation here is once we find multiple of 3, and if we, let's say we do it with Fizz, right? So here in the left pan this is Fizz, right? 1 2 3 it's Fizz. And then once we hit another number that already been multiple of 3 and 5 both, right? So let's say we hit 15, right? And we will again see that okay, it's multiple of 3 as well, then we will incorrectly be assigning it as a Fizz, right? So what do I mean by that? Let's go ahead and quickly check what do I mean so that it will be a little bit clear. So we don't need the bytecode for this problem because this is fairly straightforward. So I took one result array that will be serving as output for me, and I would do integer I equals to 1, I is less than equal to n, I plus plus, and let's say I followed this sequence. Okay, so let's go ahead and follow the same sequence. I percentage 3 equals to 0, then this would be result dot add Fizz, else if I percentage 5, percentage means modulo, right? So if the remainder is 0, it means it is divisible by 3. In other words, it is a multiple of 3. Same for 5 and same for 3 and 5, right? So let's go ahead and add buzz here. Similarly, let's go ahead and check if it is multiple of 3 and 5 both, right? So modulo 3 is 0 and I modulo 5 is 0. Then go ahead and add Fizz, buzz, both the birds. Alright, so we are done, right? That's what the problem is asking us to do. So we just followed the same sequence that is given in the problem, but there is a bug in this problem, right? In this solution, not the problem. There is a bug in this solution, and the bug is basically whenever we will hit here, let's say we hit 3, it will be doing the Fizz, and then we are using else if here, right? So again, let's say 4 5 6 7 until 15. If it again hit 15, then we will be again doing Fizz here, but in fact it should be Fizz buzz. Let's go ahead and compile and see if it is working. So this is wrong answer, right? So if it is for 1 itself, okay, so if it is number, right, if it is not 3 and 5 and multiple of 3 and 15, then basically what we need to do, we need to add the number itself. So that's the mistake I did. So let's go ahead and add this number converting string after converting to string. So okay, so this number is working fine. Now if I do 3, so 3 will also be working fine, right? 1 2 3 Fizz. if I do 5, that will also be working fine. The problem will start occurring if I start with 15, right? So that's where the problem should start, because fizz, buzz, and then 15, see, because it will hit again and then it will assign to fizz. But in fact, if I do difference diff, then I will see that this should be fizz buzz. So I hope this is clear what we need to do to in order to fix this issue. I will do control X here, and then we'll do control by, and we'll add this else if. So what this code will do, once it will hit 3 and 5, the multiple of 3 and 5, right, then it will do the fizz buzz, then it will not go to modulo of 3, right? So this will fix this issue, right? And if it is only the multiple of 3, then it will not go into this condition because we are using AND here, right? So it will go directly to the modulo of 3 if it is multiple of 3. It will go directly multiple of 5 if it is multiple of 5, or if it is a number, then it will go to the else part. So the thumb rule here is, whenever we are getting basically some stricter condition, it's convenient to use that condition very first line or very first condition, so that basically we will cover that condition and then basically we can go ahead with other conditions. So this is a little stricter condition. Stricter condition, what do I mean? I mean it because this condition contains modulo of 3 and modulo of 5 as well condition, right? So if I will have this condition in the last, then basically this will be overwritten by other conditions. So this is the only one point that we need to understand. If this point is clear, then this problem is straightforward. So we will compile. I think this is working fine. Let's go ahead and check the time complexity. TC is time complexity here. It is order of n. Space complexity, in the solution part they have provided order of 1, but it is again arguable. Like if n is fixed means like if it is, there is no constraint here, right? So they did not define that what will be the number of n. So if it is defined, if it is finite, that okay, if n will be like 10, 50 or 100 or 1000, then we can say it is order of 1, right? But here n, we don't know what is the value might be of n, right? So in that situation basically it can be order of n, right? So it really depends, like what is the situation and what might be the number. So here if we consider n is unknown to us, then it will be linear. But if n is finite, then we can say okay, if it is finite, then let's go ahead and consider it is order of 1. So it really depends the constraint. But here in the solution they are giving order of 1, but I wanted to explain it as well. So I hope this makes sense. And if there is any other improvement or any misrepresentation here, just feel free to let me know. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.